Hello again from my front porch. I guess I lied. Here's another episode of the San Diego ATD because I remembered we hadn't gone through and looked at this display. I showed this early on when they were building it, putting it together, but now let's come take a look at this of ATD through the years, through the decades, because this year they were celebrating 75th anniversary. So here's ATD in the 1940s. See, check out when it was established in 1943, when it first started out. 15 training directors. My, how the organization has grown from where it started out in 1943, and then over the years it continued on into the 50s, and the first international affiliate actually started in 1957. And you see other information down below. 1954, the first annual training institute is held. Boy, has it come a long way since then. And so then we come over here. Let's see, I bet there's more around to the other side. Yeah, more. No, it's actually the same stuff on the other side. Well, that's good to know. So then over here, if I come here to the 1960 to 1969 panel, this is where we now start seeing that there are, the first chapter publishes a newsletter, that the organization in 1966 changed its name, changed the publication name to the Training and Development Journal. And it's kind of funny, that was 1966, it was the Training and Development Journal, and now here we are talking about talent development at this point in time. But now down here you got 1964, changes its name officially to the American Society for Training and Development, and that's what it was called when I first joined it, until just a couple of years ago when they changed it. But then, here I am at the ATD International Conference and Expo. Well, the year I was born, 1967, that was when they held their very first expo in a national conference. Now, not to say that was the first conference, the first time they had an expo, all the vendor stuff there, and that's a big, huge part of this part. Now, that's the acronym, ICE, International Conference and Expo. So, now, let's come over here, back over here to the 1970s. So in the 1970s, the first chapter conference is held. Down here, membership reaches more than 9,000, and there are 81 chapters. There's a lot more than that now. In fact, there's 5,000 chapter members alone. Then you've got other bonds, connections made with the U.S. Department of Education. ATD created its first international division in '76. It sponsors its first competency model in 1978, and competency is a big topic. In fact, it was a big topic here now, and it's a big topic of the work that I'm doing with structure on the job training as well. And then, this is really great too, 1979, ATD elects its first woman volunteer president. That's huge. 1979, that was when, and it's ironic because that was the first year that they elected their first volunteer woman president, and yet the statistics show that the profession is overwhelmingly female, like 83% or something like that of the ATD membership. Now here in the 1980s, they moved their headquarters to the Washington D.C. area. Down here you've got ATD publishes its first competency model study. Then you've got the first info lines came out in the mid-80s, and a bunch of publications began to be produced, and ATD's establishing itself as a legacy place for research and quality study obviously began really heavily during that time. And so then you get in the 1990s, and that whole publication thing emphasis becomes really important as you begin to see that the publication changes its name, holds its 50th anniversary conference in 1994, because we're at the 75th right now. Then the first annual State of the Industry report was published in '98, and that's actually become a document that people actually really enjoy talking about. Oh, and then down here, you've got ATD launching its first website in 1996. Now, that's a little hard to think about, a time where an organization like ATD would not have had a website. But ATD just launched its first website, 1996. That's pretty interesting. And so then we come into the 2000s. And as we get to the 2000s, then we start seeing some of the ways that ATD really evolves as a profession and not just as a membership organization. Because here we start to see more international presence in Germany. We see the first BEST awards that they're offering in 2000. We see publishing the 9-volume Learning System series. We see ATD introducing the Learning and Executive Confidence Index. We see the CPLP program launching in 2006. So the 2000s obviously were the decade in, like I said, in which ATD really advanced the profession as a profession, not just as a gathering of training people getting together. And so then that brings us to the 2010s. And so now this is where we are today. So as of 2011, more than 6,000 professionals attended at least one education program. In 2012, the ATD Master Trainer Program was launched. 2013, ATD revised the competency model. 2014, during the international conference, the name was changed from ASTD, American Society for Training and Development, to the new name Association for Talent Development. And that's what has stayed. Well, we also opened the office in China. And then you get now to 2017, and we're right in our neighborhood where there's a whole bunch of stuff happening related to elements and credentialing and certifications and career development. And that brings us to today, where the association has more than 36,000 members. 36,000 members in 129 countries, 105 US chapters, and 18 international strategic partners and global networks. And there are three ATD offices in China alone. Happy 75th anniversary to the Association for Talent Development. And you saw this one before, but I'll show it to you again. This is all the logos from the association throughout the years. So you've got where it started to where it went. And even the logos of the publications too. Those are actually down here. That last one over there, the TD magazine, the TD Talent Development, that's the one that I've written 2 articles for, and hopefully plan to do more. Anyway, that's a little quick walk through the history of ATD as denoted by these wonderful displays here in the area. The bookstore behind me looking quite slow now because everything's wrapping down, and the membership area, all of that. But still, as you can hear, there's still some activity and some people around, but pretty soon that'll be ending and everybody will be catching their flights and heading home. So from the 2018 Association for Talent Development International Conference and Expo, I'll see you next time from my front porch.